I have a lot to say, and most of you who know me will say, well, duh, Marco, when don't you? Well, here's the point. It's a dark, nasty, miserable, rainy day in February in New England. And I've been thinking quite a bit, when you look at the fog around here and you think about how so many of us can walk around in a fog. I've been doing safety, whatever you want to call it, safety consulting, safety training, safety work, whatever it is, for almost 30 years now. And I've gradually come to the conclusion, as part of the issue that I deal with and that so many of us deal with in the construction industry especially, is that, it's not just about what happens on the ground. It's not just about what happens in the air, the iron workers flying heavy pieces of steel, the masons carrying heavy loads of block and brick and mortar. It's about how we are as people on job sites. It's about how we comport ourselves. It's about how we listen to each other. So many of us will sit in safety training classes and go, oh my God, this is horrible. And for the most part, it's true, because we spend so little time really talking to people or speaking with them. We spend more time talking at them and telling them what they have to do, as opposed to having a conversation more about what the right thing is and why it's the right thing. Well, here's what I've been thinking about a lot lately. And, a lot of you have seen my outreach. I've done a lot of posting lately on social media. I've been doing some training programs, some awareness programs with some really good friends of mine. And what I'm starting to pay a lot of attention to is the whole concept of mental health, most primarily in construction, because that's what I know. But also looking at, the opioid crisis, what's been happening there. 64,000 people died in 2016 as a result of opioid overdose. The number of suicides, over 40,000 people took their own lives last year. Addiction and alcoholism. Addiction in the construction industry, our rates of addiction are twice the national average. Our rates of suicide are 4 times the national average. And here we have people showing up for work every day, carrying their lunch, putting on their tool belts, going up in the air and doing what they have to do on a daily basis. But don't you think that these people come with some baggage? Don't you think that every single one of us shows up for work every single day, or most days, with something that's going on at home, something that's going on with friends, something that's happening with family, whether it's their wife, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their kids. How many of us can say that every day is perfect? I don't think that's fair for any of us. But then you look at the truth, and the truth is that 1 in 5 Americans will suffer or struggle with some type of mental health issue. Suicide, addiction, alcoholism, bipolar, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, you name it. There's a lot of diseases out there that we're only starting to hear about now. There's more of a focus on it because so many famous people are being diagnosed and so many famous people are taking to the streets and talking about these issues. But you know what? We have construction workers, the men and women in the construction industry who build our highways, who build our skyscrapers, who build our roads and bridges, who don't get that kind of attention, who aren't showing up on TV and building millions of tweets and that kind of thing. These are people who show up for work every day with a job to do, but they're also working on their own thing going on in their heads, that they're also trying to make work inside themselves and with their families at home and with their friends. Think about it. How many people do you know that show up for work and, they're there, but they're not really there? They're not paying attention. They're not focused on what's going on. Their quality is dropping. So we spend a lot of time teaching our people, or not even teaching them, but training them. To me, training is the how to do things. Education is the why to do things. So we spend a lot of time training people the right way to do a task. But we don't spend as much time educating them to why they're doing what they're doing, especially when it comes to safety. We tell them you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do that. But do we spend enough time explaining why? so that they know and they take it into their own hearts and build on that and input it or export it the way we expect it to be done. They do what they need to do because they want to. It's the same problem with mental health. We can't just expect people to show up and do their jobs. We have to be involved with them. We have to talk to them. We have to understand where they are. We have to recognize when people simply aren't capable of going up in the air or going down in the ditch. We have to understand that they may struggle, and we have to help them. I don't know what the answer is. I know that with all the outreach I've been doing lately and some of the feedback I've been getting, people are saying, we need to talk more about this. And a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are afraid to step up. A lot of people have their own issues that they're struggling with, and nobody really knows how to talk about that. So again, I don't know what the answer is, but I'm hoping that you will work with me, work with us, pay attention to the outreach that's going on, especially in the construction industry. Raise your voices. Take what you know about your friends, about your loved ones. Every single one of us has some type of a struggle that's gone on in terms of mental health. I don't think there's anybody who can say, I don't know somebody that ... Help us. Reach out. Educate yourselves. Educate your people. Speak with them. Find out what's going on with them. And just keep talking. Thank you.